But like an important aspect of calling your rep is knowing who funds them, right? So we're just going to assume that across the board that they're all funded by the corporate class, corporate billionaire, millionaire class. But I kind of wanted to do an engaging thing with you guys where you guys tell me who your rep is, and I pull them up on Open Secrets and we look at their donors and whatnot. This is really fun for me. It's fun for me, but it's also kind of sad because it's just like, wow, life sucks and then you die. But I also want to show you guys like how to use the tool, right? And I plan on doing this hopefully every show to show you guys, because there's so many reps, right? So I'm gonna go open Secrets, and then I'll be in the YouTube chat in just a second. I'm gonna start with let's start with Sheila Jackson Lee. So it's very simple. You go to opensecrets.org, you type in who you want to see, and then you click there. And you see the elections, industries, PACs, contributors. So let's go over to industries. Campaign and committee and leadership combined. So we see healthcare, we see industrial unions, we see lawyers, firms, real estate, gun control, leadership PACs. Let's do Mitch McConnell. He's gross. So let's look at industries. Let's combine it. Beep, beep, beep. Let's do 2018. So we see securities investment, insurance, real estate, retired, pharmaceuticals, lobbyists. Now, if we do it by contributors, you can see the top contributors: Blackstone Group, Altria Group, Goldman Sachs, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Elliott Management, NORPAC, Kindred Healthcare. So let's look up Bob Casey. Senator Bob Casey. Let me close out some of these browsers. It's kind of overwhelming. So here we are, Bob Casey, Democratic senator from Pennsylvania. Top contributors from 2015 to 2020, University of Pennsylvania, Blank Rome, University of Pittsburgh. Ooh, Comcast is in there. Let's look at industries. Campaign. Let's look at 2018, since 2020 is like way, very new. Bob Casey is a top recipient from the following industries: cable and satellite, construction services, dentists, food and beverage, pharmaceutical, chemicals, insurance, foreign policy. That's interesting. Foreign and defense policy top recipients. Interesting. So our friend here, Bob Casey, Democrat from Pennsylvania, in 2018's election cycle, was one of the top 20 senators. He got over $35,000 from foreign and defense policy. Let's put 2020 and see how that looks. In 2020, it doesn't look like he's there. But here's all of the other foreign and defense policy top recipients. Chris, Michael, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey, Jeff, Tina, Kamala. And see, like 2020's election cycle isn't over yet, right? So this is still not necessarily a great a snapshot. Like, it's a decent snapshot, but 2018, it's a lot bigger. So there are some familiar names in the foreign and defense policy. So these are people who were more likely, not be in favor of Bernie's legislation. So we're going to go back over here to Bob Casey and look at his top contributors for 2018 campaign committee and leadership PAC combined. And it's the same: Blue Cross Blue Shield, Exelon Corp, University of Pittsburgh. So there we are. And this is a perfect place to dig in more on, like, well, who is that? What are they doing? You can always click on, like, once you do some more of the research, you can click on who's who where. Lindsey Graham. Oh, apparently I do not know how to spell. Ugh. So here we are. Lindsey Graham is a senator. He's a Republican from South Carolina. So we're going to look at top contributors for 2018, because that provides a nice big picture, because 2020's election cycle is still very, it's not complete. 2018's election cycle is complete. So top contributors, we see General Electric, Lockheed Martin, McAndrews Forbes, Boeing. So we see, there's Northrop. We were just talking about them. McAndrews and Forbes. There's Raytheon, Morgan Stanley. So here's the interesting thing about some of these war profiteer corporations. I want to show you that Open Secrets has a thing where it shows you how much they've given to Dems and how much they've given to Republicans. So right now we're looking at Raytheon in the 2018 election cycle. And for Democrats, Raytheon gave Democrats $928,180. Republicans were given over $1 million, $190,108. So let's look what Raytheon did in 2020. So far, it's interesting. Raytheon has given just about as much to Democrats as they've given to Republicans. So that's really important to note whenever you're working on calling your representative. You should, whenever you call your representative, to talk about Iran, to talk about Medicare for all, whatnot, you should look at Open Secrets and see where they're getting money from, just to kind of help you when you call them. So I'm going to show you the other ones too. So let's look at Northrop Grumman. So Northrop Grumman, another war profiteer that's profiting off this Iran nonsense, has given just about the same to Democrats as they have Republicans. Democrats for 2018 received $1,468,000. Republicans received $1,786,000. Let's see what 2020 looks like. Oh, 2020 is interesting. Democrats and Republicans, again, have received the same amount, but Democrats have received slightly more than Republicans from Northrop Grumman. So just important things to keep in mind. So we were looking at Lindsey Graham, and then I kind of took you down this rabbit hole. All right, let's do one more. Well, see, Kamala's not really in the race anymore. Maybe let's do Amy Klobuchar, since she's still. Oh, Warren. That's fun. Let's do Warren, because I mean Warren's doing more, like doing better in the polls than Amy Klobuchar. So let's look at Elizabeth Warren. See how I just typed her name into opensecrets.org. There's the site search. So we're going to do her time as senator. Let's go to contributors. And we're going to do 2018 because that's a complete election cycle. Campaign committee and leadership PAC combined. Whew, okay. So we're going to go down. Look, there's Harvard, Emily's List, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Nuance Communications, Boston University. There's a lot of universities in there. So Morgan Stanley in the 2020 election cycle, they're a financial institution, stocks. They've given $463,000 to Dems and $315,000 to Republicans. It's interesting. And let's go over to industries for Warren. Campaign 18, because 18 is a whole cycle. Retired. See, so the thing about retired always gets me. Let me explain retired. Okay, so I did this thing about 2 years ago. I need to redo it because we have a new city council. But for Houston, I did a corporate tentacle map of city council. And when I was going through the fundraising stuff, through the campaign finance reports, I noticed a lot of people put retired. But when I looked up their name, they were very clearly not retired. They owned a business. They owned a contracting business. Sometimes they misspelled their name and put retired, or they would just put their initials and retired. So you have to be careful with retired because it looks like on paper, it looks like that they're, retired, right? But whenever you get down to it and you look at their names, they're not usually retired. So I just want to heads up about that. I guess some point I'll have to go through Elizabeth Warren's retired list and see who's who. That would be fun. I won't do that with you guys because then I'll, that's a lot. And let's look at her 2020 top industries. Book, newspaper, environment, nonprofits, health services, defense aerospace. What? Defense aerospace top recipients. That's interesting. Yeah. So in defense aerospace top recipients, now it could be like this doesn't provide whether it was like corporations or actual workers, but Sanders isn't the first one. And then Warren is 5 in this one. And then we have John Cornyn, we have Mitch McConnell, we have Kamala Harris down there. That's fun. And yeah. So that's how you use Open Secrets, and that's how you look to see who's who. And again, the reason why I'm showing you this is because a lot of people don't even know this exists, first of all, and second of all, whenever you're calling your reps about no war with Iran, no Medicare for all, Green New Deal, it helps to just kind of have a basic understanding of what their campaign contributions look like before you call them, right? Because it just helps, especially if you set up a meeting with them. I don't know if you guys have ever tried that. When I was doing only activism work and not journalism, I would try to set up meetings with the state representatives. It was a lot easier than federal representatives. And with the state representatives, you sit there and basically go over why they're not voting right, or tell them to vote how you want to. And you basically set up an argument of here's, if you vote in favor of this, here are the repercussions. And also I see that these corporate interests have given you money. So, it's kind of a conflict of interest if you vote in favor of this. It's just things like that just help.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.